Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you're ready to start performing live but don't really know where to start, this video is for you. I recently had my first live performance like a few weeks ago and I got a ton of people asking me how I set up my Ableton live set. So without further ado, let's get into how I set mine up. So obviously you want to have some songs that you're ready to incorporate into your live template. And actually the first thing you want to do is you want to create a new folder, and this is going to be the folder where you put all of your songs. So I'm just calling this one Live Set Summer 2019, just so I remember, okay, like when I made this and what songs it has. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to create another folder within that folder, and you're going to name that after the song that you're going to want to put into your live set and the BPM. And then once you have all that done, you're going to want to go back to your Ableton live set. And this is going to be where some of the work really begins. What you're going to do is you're going to open up your live set, and as you can see, I've got my drums here, I've got my piano, I've also got my vocals, but I'm actually going to mute that because I'm going to be singing that live. And this is a good time to really be deciding what you want to play live and what you want like as your backing track, because that's going to be very important. For example, if you wanted to play the piano, you would mute the piano during this part. Okay, so as you can see, I also have a sample that I flipped here, and then I've got my strings. And you'll notice with my strings, I'm actually going to mute one of them because this is something that I want to be playing live. So once you've already muted everything that you want to play live, the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to group the sound that you want to play live. So for instance, this one I already grouped, but to show you an example, let's say that I was going to play this one live. So what I would do is I would just go ahead and highlight all of those and then just group them. And then what I could also do is save it, and then this pops up over here. You can actually name the sound, which will make it really easy for you to find under instruments. And basically you're going to want to do this for your live set. So make sure you save that. I'm not going to save it though because I already have it. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to create another audio track. And then you go to audio from, and you're going to go ahead and click resampling. So this is the part where it gets a little time consuming. You're going to want to solo record your kick, and then solo record your snare, and then solo record like your hats or perks if you have any. And then you're going to want to solo a bunch of the tracks that have the music in it and solo record all those just kind of like as music. And then if you have a bass, of course, you're going to solo record that bass too. So let me just give you an example of what this kind of looks like. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to solo record everything that I would consider in the music categories. So the piano, sample that I flipped, and the strings. And then I go up here and just hit record. Make sure that's starting from the beginning, of course. Okay, so now I'm recording the track, and then you can tell that you're recording everything if you go to arrangement view. You can see kind of where you're at. So this track, I'm gonna make sure that I go, let's see here, I'm gonna record all the way up to 54, I think. That's probably like when it ends. So I'm gonna go ahead and record all the way up to that. And you're gonna wanna do that for, again, every single one of the tracks that you're soloing. So I'm not gonna do the whole thing right now, but basically, once you're done re-recording your music into audio form, you're gonna wanna rename that and just rename it music, just so you know what's in there. And you're going to want to do this again for your kick, and then you're going to solo the snare, and then your perks and hats. So for example, the next thing that I'm going to do is solo the hats, my hats and bread sounds. Okay, so solo those and then start from the beginning again. The beginning doesn't really have any sound. It doesn't have any sound actually, but I'm still going to be recording it even though there's nothing there. And then it comes in right here. So once again, I'm going to be recording the whole thing through, probably to 54 because that's kind of where it ends. Alright, and then let's say that I recorded that whole thing the whole way through. I would go again and rename that hats or perks. Again, it just depends on whatever you have. And again, you guys are going to want to do this for your kick and your snare, bass, and that's pretty much it. You don't want to have too many tracks that you're putting into your live set, so whatever you could kind of bunch up, great, but once again, you want to make sure your kick, your snare, and your bass are definitely separated. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on the clip, and then you're going to want to go to Show in Finder, and then a little folder is going to pop up, and that is where your recording is. So what you're going to do then is you're going to drag and drop it into your folder, the folder that has your song name. I'm going to make sure that's dropped into the folder. And then you're going to rename that sound, and you're just going to rename it whatever you named it in the clip. So I'm just going to name this music. Okay, so basically what you're going to want to do is eventually have kick, snare, perks and hats, and bass in here. So that way, when you go back to your Ableton Live set, you're going to be able to find basically all the sounds. So let me show you how to do that really quick. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and we're going to create our actual live set template. Alright, so once you're ready to put it all together in your live set template, you're going to want to make sure that you start off with creating a bunch of audio tracks, since we're working with a bunch of audio, and you're going to rename one of them kick. Another one is going to be snare, and then you're going to have one separate for your perks and hats, and you're also going to have another one for music. And of course, you're going to want to set one up for bass as well. And the advantage of having it set up like this is you'll have some control over the sound levels of your set. Okay, so now that we have a track for your kick, snare, perks, hats, music, and bass, the next thing you want to do is add your live set folder that we had created basically in the beginning of this video. So what we're going to want to do is go here, and you're going to go to add folder, and then you're going to look for that folder that you created that has all your songs in there, and you're going to add it in there. And then as you can see, it's here now, live set summer 2019, and there is our music that we put in there, but yours is going to have kick, snare, perks, hats, bass, like whatever else. It's going to have everything in there, and then you're just going to drag it there. So I'm actually going to show you guys my real folder. This is basically how your guys' should look once you have all your songs in that folder and sounds within the song folders. So then you basically just drag and put it into its appropriate spot. So I'm putting this where the kick is, and then I think I recorded my snare and my hats in the same track for this one. I don't recommend that, but I think I just got lazy. Don't be like me. Don't be lazy. I'm talking to myself.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to rename that spot where you hit play. You're going to rename it that to the BPM of the song, so that way when you play the song, it's going to play in the BPM that it's supposed to be playing in. And that's basically it, you guys. You're going to want to do this with every one of your songs that you want to play live, and make sure that you are subscribed, because on my next video I'm going to be talking about how you're going to be able to play the sounds that you didn't record, the stuff that you want to play live, how you set that up within your live set. As always, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave it down in the comment section. I'll get to it as soon as I can. Like the video if this was helpful for you, and I will see you guys on the next one.